I never realized you gave me a 2-second grace period.
I always count from 5, even though the thing goes from 3.
Hey, y'all, hey, sorry for laughter. Late as always. I can't help myself.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, I'm JB, and this is the Rude Urban Truth, and I just want to go ahead and say, yeah, this is probably a record for her this time. Granted,
No, y'all,
she had a reason,
I did
but
have a reason. My
but
alarm
we
did
we
not go
scheduled
off.
a time after she was late, and she was still late for the new time.
I was hoping. So look, y'all. When I got online, I was hoping because he wasn't on there. So I'm like, oh, he probably didn't even want to know that I wasn't on time at
Mm,
like 10:30. So it's cool. Like
I saw you as soon as you jumped in the document, and then I was like, you know what?
I
Let
forgot
me
that
get up.
document run his mouth too much. I got to remember to get to the document last. I'm thinking like, well, he ain't gonna know this. So I just sat there like patiently, like
Mhm.
I'm not
No,
gonna
plus
rush
I
to
had my
go.
headphones in still too, so even though I wasn't here, I could hear when you came.
Oh, did you hear me eating?
Mm,
Y'all,
uh-uh.
I should have ate my macaroni and cheese, yams, and ribs.
Just wanted to show off my Daredevil shirt.
I told you I liked
Okay.
it. He's
hmm
so dramatic.
Yeah, it
Y'all, he
says
showered
surrounded
today.
by greatness.
Yeah, and he showered today. I can tell. I could smell it a
Mm.
little bit. Good for
Someone
you.
did not.
First of all, you don't know me. Oh, I'm hygienic, okay, counselor. You know I be trying to get my little shower before. That's part of the reason we record. I be trying to hop in at 9:30. Let me.
hmm Yeah, I feel like she just got a baby wipe this morning.
Ooh, ooh, not a baby. That's so dirty.
Oh, I shaved my head too. Doesn't it look fresh? Yep. I shaved down the beard because it was time. I'm trying to bring my line back up, so I had to shave it all the way down to try to make it even so it can come back up. I'm actually
So
thinking
it
about
could come
taking
back.
off my beard.
You're a
I'm
wolf.
tired. I'm
I don't
tired of
remember
my
what you look
beard.
like without a beard.
Yeah,
Let me see. You
like I'll
got a
probably
wolf?
just go to the
Oh
goatee.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
the
Or
little
maybe even just do the chin strap. So
like RL from the 90s.
yeah, so it's time for something
Yeah.
new, and
Now
it's
it's time
hot
for something
here.
new.
It's been
What's
like
time for new
triple
is
digits
you.
here.
What you need to do is get you a little lace front, one of them little lace man lace wigs. Get you a deep cut Caesar with the low cut Caesar with the deep wave.
Oh,
Want
you
me to do
meant
it?
like a masculine cut. I was thinking like I was gonna have like a swoop so I can finally put the hair behind my
Not a swoop
ear.
bang. Not a
And
swoop. You didn't say you wanted a
I'm
swoop
gonna be
bang.
sitting here like this all the time so it moves. So I could just
Swoops
swing it
don't move
around.
like that. You look swoops. Oh, you gonna have a loose bang.
Yeah, a loose one. I'm
You're
talking like I know
sickening.
what I'm talking about. I was glad that you were guiding me through how this was supposed to go. 'Cause
It's your deception for me. You way too confident in this deceit. You're way too confident in this deceit.
oh yeah, I was
Well, how
just
was your
like,
weekend?
it
Yeah.
was okay. Playing video games all day yesterday.
Geek.
That's it. And I also recorded the podcast with Dove Cat too, so that was fun.
Oh,
Cause
I
we've
forgot that y'all record on a
well,
Saturday.
you don't watch the Disney Plus shows, but let me tell you, Jonathan Majors is everything. Everything. He's in the show Loki, and he was in the last
It's the
episode.
for
He was
me.
in the last episode, and let me tell you, he turned it out. I even read that the people who were acting, like the other actors and actresses on the show, were in awe of how he performed when they were actually record. Man, so good, so good. And even though I know you're not gonna know, so I'll
Yeah,
just
because
tell
I
you
feel
what it is.
like one time at band camp.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, and we can move forward. But he's basically going to be the okay. You watched Infinity War and Endgame and all that stuff, right? You didn't watch Avengers Endgame.
I didn't want to do this on air. You just had to put me on a spot. But no, I did not.
Well, do you know who Thanos is?
Yeah. The one who be collecting the rings with the little, he's the
Yes,
bad
yes,
guy.
yes. Okay, he was the big
Or
bad
the
guy.
stones. The stones, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Infinity Stones. He was the big bad guy. I was going to let you
Yeah.
say it that way because we
Because
were
he
going
was
to talk in
snapping
your
and they was
terms.
disappearing.
Okay, Jonathan Majors. You know who Jonathan Majors is, right?
I'm gonna do my Google stuff.
You watch Lovecraft Country, right?
Hell yeah.
The black dude from Lovecraft Country, the main
Oh,
guy.
Jonathan Major. Oh, I didn't know. His name was Jonathan Majors.
Yes, he's going to be the big bad guy. Like, oh,
Oh, see, he was
just
Atticus. Oh,
yeah, no, you making it sad. This is going to be amazing.
that he's gonna be the bad guy.
Amazing. Yes, because okay, context. Y'all geeking out really quick. I have to get this out
Definitely, because I'm all
because
like, yeah, come on with this.
I'm just trying to get her to understand how important this is. So, Jonathan Majors is Like he was introducing Loki as He Who Remains. He Who Remains is like this really old guy who's been controlling the time, like the timeline or whatever, the sacred timeline or whatever. Well, he is a variant, which is a version of this guy named Kang the
Okay.
Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror has many different variants. So there is a possibility that Jonathan Majors will be playing a different version of himself with different personalities in multiple movies.
Oh,
This is
noted.
going to be huge for him. Like, I mean, plus, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah, I
Like,
just said that's
it is time.
a
It's
lot of
time
switching.
for him
Yeah,
to get. Yeah, it's time for him to get his flowers early. Like, go ahead and let us
say
see what
that.
this man is capable of doing. And when I tell you, he turned it out in that final episode because his portrayal of the character was unlike anything that we were expecting. Plus, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't tell us he was going to be in it, so when he popped up, we already knew he was cast as a role. We just didn't know he was going to be introduced there, so he
Like
just
that.
popped up, and it was as Dovecat. Dovecat was just as we've been literally. That episode came out 2 weeks ago. We have still been talking about his performance in that episode, and it
Okay,
was
say
so
that.
good. So okay. Not gonna be continuing on with this nerdy moment, but I had to get that out. So it was a really big deal for me. So I cannot wait to see what is going to happen with him. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
How was your weekend? Any New York
Okay.
stories that you would like to
Okay.
share?
I had a me day yesterday. Mingled with y'all
Mm-hmm.
know how I get down. Y'all know I'm friendly. I be mingling. Mingle with complete
Mm-hmm.
strangers. I absolutely love the people in my neighborhood, which I figured I would anyway. My bodega owner is on to me. I'm getting free Pepsis now. I love to see it. He's like, you love the Pepsi. I was like, first of all, don't scam my purchases like that. Don't vet my purchases, I should say. I ain't asked you for all that. So, no, I
Mm-hmm.
was joking. But went on a date. Guy was dope. Bitch, shut your mother. It's like, man, shut your mother. No, I went on a date yesterday with a guy I had been talking to for a few weeks. It actually was really dope.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope, and he's a nice guy. At first, I was like, man, he a little aggressive. Like he kept like, yo, what you doing? What you doing? I'm like, but yesterday we actually went out and got drinks down here in Brooklyn, and it was nice. Did I say that he was tall?
You said he was taller than you thought he was going to be.
Yeah, tall, like, and then like he's average. He like 6 foot on the nose, but it works for me because I'm 4'11". It was like per- perfect. Okay, perfect harmony.
So no
Yeah.
crazy stuff. You didn't see anything crazy out in these New York streets this time.
No, my sister phone. No, yesterday was actually low key decent. Surprise. Yeah, I got some a decent little spot. I got a nice little pedicure. I had like a little me day before my date, and it was nice. It
Hmm.
was nice.
Well, I will hope for some ratchetry next time.
Oh, it will be. Don't worry. I didn't go down the right avenues this time. I went on the sides a little more gentrified. When I get
Mm,
back into it'll be some.
okay, we'll see. Well, I guess we can go ahead and move forward. As always, if you haven't subscribed to us, definitely subscribe on whatever streaming platform you're listening to us on, and YouTube down there. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rude Urban Truth Podcast and Twitter at Rude Herb Truth Pie. See, this y'all finally get to see what I mean. That's what she be doing to me the whole
I
time we talking. It messes me
forget.
up. And lastly, check out the website, therootoftruth.com, where we have our bios, we have all of the podcast episodes, and our store where you can buy shirts and mugs. And
We need to overhaul our store. Our store looking real like
I really think we need to sit down
yeah,
one day
like and
and
like
really
just pull it
just
offline for a second, cause
revamp everything.
yeah, and by like that I mean like maybe weekend after next.
Okay, sounds like a plan to me.
You know, look, I'm thinking like weekend after next. We really need to vet it out. I got some little cute, quirky shirt ideas.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay,
yeah,
well, we will do that. All right, well, moving right along, do you have a rude quote of the week for us this week?
baby, you have a rude quote. I got a rude quote.
She
This one is
wasn't
coming
ready.
from. Okay, first of all, I was not gonna hold y'all. I was trying to play it off because y'all could see me, so I should make it look like oh I'm prepared. I'm not. I told y'all I was late, but this is one of a few times. I normally be late and prepared. Don't act like I don't. I be late, but all my little
I will give
ticks
her
be checked
this.
off my list.
What she'll do is she'll be late, but she'll be like, I already got the computer set up, which I feel like should just be set up. But you know,
First of all, don't do that. Preparedness is key. Even when I be late to other stuff, I be like, "Oh, I'm late," but like I got all the shit I was supposed to bring. Okay, I'm here. Hi guys. Like, okay,
Hmm.
but yeah, this is from Gutter Baby. Okay, first of all, and I agree. I am so sick of you. I can fix him, chicks. Like, relax, Bob the Builder. You got like 10 other chicks trying to fix him too, and y'all starting to look like a little construction crew. Stop it. Stop. This is construction crew vibes. No, don't do
Not
that.
Bob the Builder though.
Yeah, like chill out, Bob. Like it's like 10. It's 10 more of you trying to fix him. It's a construction crew.
Hmm.
It's a construction
Hmm.
crew at this point.
And he still broke in every sense of the word.
Oh, baby, say that.
Every sense of the
Say
word.
that. Okay.
Well, I have someone for Black Magic who technically, well, I feel like we all have a connection to him. Like almost everyone a part of our generation has a connection to him. So Black Magic is LeVar Burton, and the main reason I am
Yay.
making it LeVar Burton is because this week, which will be starting on July 26th, he will be the host, the guest host for Jeopardy. It's a big deal because one, I think of all of the guest hosts they've had so far, he's going to be the first black male. Robin Roberts was the guest host last week, but he actually truly genuinely wants the role of taking over the official hosting duties for Jeopardy since Alex Trebek passed away.
Right.
He's been campaigning for a long time. There was like a petition that someone started at one point. It had almost like 250,000 signatures on it. Like people really want him there because we all have that connection to him. He's proven himself to be more than capable. We already know he's intelligent. He's a voice that we recognize. And let's be honest. This will be another way to continue to bring Black people into this realm, this show. Because Black people have been watching Jeopardy, but when you have another incentive to watch it because we're supporting a Black person who's actually as a host there, let's use it. Let's use it. They'll probably be getting ratings on Jeopardy that they've never had before.
Okay.
Just
Cause what
like I
Shaka
know so
Khan
many
say?
people trying to do it. Hmm.
What did Shaka Khan say in the theme song? I can be anything. Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. A reading. Y'all really y'all
It was the
say that with.
it was the shaking.
Was it? Because that's how people to be soulful be saying they be out moving their body involuntarily. I was trying to like voluntarily make a second. Like I was really into it, but
Hmm.
it was the judgment for
Meanwhile,
me.
when you said,
But
what did Shaka Khan say? I was like,
did
I'm
Shaka
every
Khan sing that?
woman?
No, bitch. I'm every woman. I'm thinking out like
Oh
what?
no. Who sang the theme song of Reading Rainbow?
I swear it's Shaka Khan. It gotta be. It
It
sound.
is not. It is
Who is it?
someone named Tina Fabric. It was written by Steve Horlick, Dennis Neil Kleiman, and Janet Ware was, and performed by singer and actress Tina Fabric or Fabric. It's spelled Fabrique.
QUE. Oh, honey, I can tell by the way you said it. Oh, you know,
It is a black
um,
woman though.
have you ever seen Pret a Manger in New York?
Mm-mm.
What's called Pret a Mange? I've been saying it wrong, not just a little bit, like for years. It's not Pret a Manger, it's Pret a Mange. And I was like, oh,
Oh, feeling
Pret a
real
Mange.
French.
Yeah, Pret a Mange.
I feel like in honor of that, you should bring back the beret.
I really should, and I still
She
have it
should
because
wear the beret for this podcast one
man, that
episode.
one day
Like,
I wore a black
y'all.
and white shirt, y'all. I wore a black and white shirt and my beret, and my ex, before as I'm walking out the door to go to work, he went home. I was like, why would you? I was so mad at him, like
And then
for
she
real.
walked into work, and I think I may have said the same thing, or I said something
Yeah,
about her
he
looking
did.
French. It was hilarious. Hilarious.
He
God, I
said
love
something like "Hello, Madeline" or something like it was something French. I was just like, what? I didn't even do nothing to y'all.
it. Oh, man. Well, that finishes up Black Magic. Let's go ahead into Rue Talk.
Rude talk,
You see,
rude
I
talk.
was trying to remind her, she's supposed to do her little song, but
I
okay.
mean, I did do my song.
So I want to start this off with rude news. So last week, on our social media, or maybe it was a week before then, you had the post where it's like, search Florida man birthday, get these articles. Well, I just happened to do a Google the other day about just Florida man, and so many articles came up. So I want to start first with one that I came across. No date. This is literally something that happened. like within the last 2 weeks. A Florida man is accused of stealing a gator from a golf course, and
Why
he
would you
threw it around to teach it a lesson. So there, the link is in there. I want you to click on him because when you see
like
him,
a
he looks like
cartoon?
somebody who would do that. He would do that. So it says a Florida
I
man who
know what you talk
stole
about.
an
Like like on the thing where they show people like swinging them, and it says Florida
I
man fans women's.
no, it's the next one. So a Florida man who stole an alligator from a miniature golf course. So this is a miniature golf course. Swung it around by its tail and threw it into the air, claiming he was teaching the reptile a lesson. So, okay. So it says that they were patrolling on South Atlanta Avenue around 3:20 a.m. So this ain't even during regular hours. This fool was probably out here drunk off some stuff. Gonna find himself wandering into a mini golf course where he was swinging around a
Oh yeah, he
gator.
definitely is. It tore him up though a little bit. His face is all scratched up.
It claimed he was trying to throw the gator on top of a roof. On
Mm-mm-mm.
top of a roof of a building. So it said he had grabbed the creature by its tail and hit it against a building awning. He also was accused of slamming it onto the ground and stomping on it twice and throwing the alligator over his shoulder and then onto the ground. He admitted that he ended up jumping the fence into the alligator enclosure at a nearby miniature golf course and stole the gator after wrestling with it. And when, like you said, when you see the picture, you can tell that that gator was giving him the business.
Mm-hmm. His face is all
So,
scratched up.
yeah. So after he was arrested, he was taken to the public safety department, and he tried to flood his holding cell by balling up toilet paper to clog the toilet and then drain on the floor. He said that he threatened to flood the entire facility. He is now facing charges of animal cruelty, possessing or injuring an alligator. Why is this?
Even a
Why is
law,
that? Right.
because I didn't
And
even like how this.
yeah, he's also being charged with unarmed burglary and criminal mischief. So this is what you find when you just search Florida man. So then there was another one that I came across where a Florida man finds a woman skinny dipping in his pool. So he came back from a doctor's appointment and this woman was naked in his pool. She is 42-year-old Heather Kennedy. I, I'm just sitting there. Before I even go through this, like imagine how do you react? Do you just coming home from the doctor, about to go in there, probably get yourself something to drink? In my mind, I'm just assuming this is probably midday. He about to turn on some ESPN or,
Not the
maybe even
ESPN. This is oddly specific.
maybe even throw on some Young and the Restless because it's in the middle of the day. If you were raised that way, that might be a part of your daily routine now. And you happen to glance outside and you see Miss 42-year-old Heather Kennedy just back there. And in my mind, I'm already just imagining that Heather Kennedy probably looks 60 because, genetics. But
Genetics.
so he ended up approaching her like, "Yo, get out of my pool." She refused to get out of the pool and leave.
Not you
She
resisting and you're naked. Girl, get out my pool.
right. So then the police come and she gets hostile with them. They asked her several times. She finally got out of the pool and put her clothes on. Once she was dressed, they tried to detain her and then she started to resist. She didn't want to identify herself. Eventually, they identified her using mug shots from prior arrest.
Mm-mm-mm.
She's been charged with trespassing and resisting arrest. I just trespassing. This is a FYI, the more you know moment. In Florida, trespassing is a second degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 60 days in prison, while resisting arrest without violence is a first degree misdemeanor punishable for up to 1 year in prison.
Cause how
She'll
you just
probably
gonna be fighting it and you was in this man's pool?
in this man's pool. In this man's pool. Another thing I came across. You remember Jason Collier, the one who had the women all over,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, from Texas? Well, three women recently found themselves in a very similar predicament. They are all young. We have Abby Roberts, Becca King, and Morgan Tabor, I
Definitely gave
guess.
me incomplete TikTok vibes.
Right. 19, 18, and 21.
Yeah.
They all live in Boise.
You might have said it all gave me TikTok vibes.
Right. Right. Well, they previously didn't know each other. They just living their lives, but they have built a best friendship
Oh, okay.
because they found that they were all dating the same cheating boyfriend at the exact same time.
Oh,
Right. So this is what happened with them. So the oldest one, I'm gonna go by her first name because they refer to her as her last name, but I don't know how to properly pronounce her last name. So her name is Morgan. Morgan said that she noticed, like on her boyfriend's page, that he had been texting or like in his phone, texting several women on his Facebook and social media. He was doing receiving flirty comments, and
so
she said
Big
that
Morg suspected some foolishness.
yeah, so she's like, something doesn't make me feel good about this. So she starts going to their pages and she looked at one of the girls, and almost all of the pictures on the girl's page included him
Oh,
that
like an
she had.
obsession kind of thing.
Right. She's like, I see that she's with this guy that I thought was my boyfriend. So Morgan reaches out to her on Instagram, and the girl is just as shocked as she is.
Like,
So,
oh, you, we,
so they then start working together. Like, yo, so what is going on here? So they start digging some more, and they found another lady
oh,
who is a student in Utah State, and she sees their same boyfriend on her pages, her boyfriend. So they reach out to her, and she's just shocked as well because she's been dating him for a year. In
I can't
fact,
believe how sloppy he is.
right, and in fact, he was at her house the day before she was contacted about him. Like he had just left and claimed that he was going home to see family, which happens to be where one of the girlfriends lives. So he really wasn't going to see family; he was going to see her.
I
So
mean, she, that's Bay.
he ended up popping up at Morgan's house while they were on
Not him
FaceTime
running up
with
on
each other.
board.
So he goes to Morgan's house thinking, like, oh, let me go see my other girlfriend. And she's actually on a long, like a FaceTime call with one of the other girls. So they just start talking. And then he pulled up. He came there with flowers. And she said, hey, look here. I made some new friends. And then she shows the FaceTime call. She said that his face dropped when he saw it. And then he tried to convince him that there was nothing wrong with dating more than one woman at one time. But none of
Yeah,
them
but it's
bought
you
it. They
making them
ended
your girlfriends, right?
hmm
Sir.
So they ended up dropping him. But these girls since then became really good friends. They ended up getting an old school bus and renovating it. And if you go, like, I put the article in there, if you scroll down, like, you can see that this is probably going to end up being really nice when they're done on the inside. I'm looking at how spacious it is. I don't remember school buses being that spacious when I was up there, but then I was a kid. But they've decided they were going to renovate this bus and they are going to go on a road trip together.
Okay, I've seen it a lot on HGTV. But
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm not going to be going on road trips with people like that, but
I'm getting up.
they
Yeah.
turn this really salty situation into something that they can be positive with and whatever. But I saw that. I thought that was very interesting, and like you said, he was really sloppy, really, really sloppy. Last thing in rude news, I came across this article that I thought was interesting, and I just want to see if you have experienced or heard any of these things. So this one I'm going to call annoying rich people conversations.
Okay.
So it's basically there was a Reddit thread where people were just like, "What is something that rich people do that really annoys you?" So I'm gonna ask you that first before I go down this list. What is something that you've heard rich people say or do that annoys you? Because you can tell that they don't realize that it's like a privilege that they have as a rich person to be even able to complain about that stuff.
Even be able to complain.
Like,
Something
for
annoying rich people
example,
do.
one person said he actually knew someone who was so rich that they actually complained about having too much money.
Oh yeah, no, I've never had that. I've had stuff though, like I was down bad and I needed some money for some shit, and it's like, oh, why don't you ask your parents? Whose parents?
That
Who?
was
Not
that
mine.
was actually that's actually number four on the list. They said when
Child,
they
me and
lack
all my parents. I
perspective.
was thinking me and my parents. I mess around. My parents will mess around. And be like, shit, where's Gray? Ask you. like, like okay, so there's that. Like, yeah, just ask your parents. And I'm looking like if I could.
Hmm.
And that's
Right.
let me rephrase. That's saying nothing to my parents.
No,
RP to
but
my dad. You know, that was my babies. But no, I don't have the kind of parents I could just go to and take out.
Like
I
these
can't.
thousands of dollar loans that some
Yeah,
of these kids are
right.
getting.
Like half thousand. I might could maybe get 1,000 or two out of them, but
Hmm. Yeah, that was
even
one of the
that
things up here. They were
is a
like,
struggle. You know, even that is a struggle. Like,
when the rich person lacks perspective, like, and that was the exact response. They said it's shown through the advice they give. Just borrow
yeah,
money
people
from
have
your
actually
parents
told me that.
and go back to school.
Yeah,
Like those things don't require money to do.
right. And these people aren't like, I wouldn't say they were rich, but you could tell they're well off. And
Hmm.
it's possible to go to their parents and, oh, I'm gonna just get 50,000 off my parents. What?
Hmm. Just like somebody said, when they insist that money doesn't buy happiness, maybe it doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy vacations, therapy, adequate medical care. It's not having
Mm-hmm.
to worry about whether or not you have money to pay rent and have to eat every month and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
just stuff like that. One of the things, and it was followed by a picture of Kylie Jenner, where it says when they act like or say that they're self-made when they grew up with money. It's kind of like you already have a leg up because you
Right.
have more of a foundation. Doesn't
Right.
negate that you were able to do some certain things, but let's not make it seem like you didn't have help. Your whole existence was built on the help that you ended up
That's how it was
using
with
to
Kylie
get
Jenner.
there.
Everybody's like, but your dad was
Hmm.
a millionaire Olympian.
Hmm.
So you get into a billion, is it really shocking?
Hmm. Yeah, one person also said like that the you should just advice, like you should just do this kind of thing. They said having unlimited funds allows for risk taking in a way that working people can't relate to.
I mean, you seen Jeff
No, I just
Bezos.
can't quit my job. I have pay rent to pay. Like you can't just be like, oh, just take off work for 2 months and just figure it out.
Right.
Like, that's not how regular people work. I just thought it was very interesting because I've heard some of this stuff before. There really are some rich people out here that are that ignorant to what
Mm-hmm.
the reality is for a lot of people. And the reality is that you are in a very small percentage of people that can do that. And to say
Mm-hmm.
that type of stuff to people who can't is so rude and insensitive and inconsiderate. But I thought that was interesting.
It
Now,
was.
now to some of the craziness that I found in Am I the Asshole? Okay, I'm
All
calling
right.
this running tape on my wife.
Y'all. JB bumped my story down. I'm like, where my little story at? He gonna
No,
bump
your
my story
score
to the
was
end.
already there. You put your story after Am I the Asshole by
He gonna
yourself.
now he talking about I put out. Oh, I might
It's
have.
all you always put your stuff at the end.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh, I thought it was him to bump me down, but I still think it was him. So join me in a stone throwing session. It's like
I'm gonna
just
show
start
y'all
going
the
up.
edit history. But
No, don't
okay, so
show them
this
that
one,
history. Don't get crazy. Look, no, don't get crazy.
so this one is I'm calling it running tape on my wife. My wife has been lying a lot lately. She is overly conscious of people's feelings and she uses white lies to shift the blame onto others to lessen the blow of a situation, always to her benefit. She will find herself in situations where she wants to back out of weekend plans with her friends or explain why she did something seemingly rude, etc., but she always blames me. My husband doesn't want me to leave this weekend. Sorry, he's such an ass. Or I only screenshotted this conversation we had because my husband told me he wanted to see it. Sure, I can handle someone confronting me about that stuff far better than she can. She has high anxiety when it comes to the conversation. I'm a confrontation, but I'm really sick of her making me her scapegoat and letting people think I'm a selfish jerk. I was watching our kids this weekend while my wife hosted a bachelorette trip for her friend at my wife's aunt's lake house. Last night, my wife calls me and says I can come over with the kids rather than wait till early this morning like I planned. I get to the lake house and the girls are all still out at the bar somewhere, so I let myself in and put the kids to bed. My wife's aunt texts her after seeing me on the security camera and tells her she's upset that I was there. That's weird to me because she and I get along very well and I'm renting a house from her. She has really high anxiety, but she manages well most of the time. She then texts me this morning and begins willing on me. That doesn't mean what I thought it did. So he put that off. I guess he was talking about she basically started fussing at him, yelling at me about how I had no right to invite myself over and that I'm a bad father. Naturally, I was shocked and asked her what she meant. Turns out my wife texted her saying she didn't know I was coming and that I'm an incompetent father and she had to help me because I didn't know how to watch my own kids.
But
She
she
was the
told him to bring
most.
them.
Yes. I told her that was not true. For my wife invited me to come because she knew it was closer to my work and I could sleep in rather than get up early to bring the kids. I, of course, confronted my wife about why she would lie about me and says things like that about me. She then gets mad and says she was doing damage control in the situation, that is far better if her aunt is mad at me than her. So we're now fighting because I, of course, don't appreciate being put in that situation. But my wife thinks it's a necessary sacrifice to keep her aunt happy with her. How do you, how would you handle that? Like,
I don't know. That's weird. Like she needs to probably go to I don't know. Like being such a people pleaser that it's at the
you,
expense of your husband. I wouldn't want nobody to think that about my husband. If
you're
anything,
not
I'm
about to
ready to get
sit here and
defensive.
keep throwing me under the bus like this.
And your aunt not gonna want to smoke with me. All about my wife being here and my two kids. These are our babies, not yours. Yes, because
Yeah,
who are you talking to?
like that's really messed up. Like,
Yeah, I'm
and
glad he
how
told
do
the aunt the truth though.
I know? But I'm like, okay, but this is just another thing piling on to the list of, like, when does this stop?
It probably won't until she gets some
This
help.
has to end at some point. Like, you can't keep doing this. And why would you feel so comfortable doing that to your
Yeah,
husband?
because I was saying, man, I want to do this with my friends. I'd be like, oh, y'all, I wanted to go, but I'm not gonna be able to make it.
Yeah, like that's really messed up because now you're building this reputation for him that he has absolutely no.
And then her feelings will be hurt when they start having events and saying, well, leave your husband at home,
Yeah,
because
because she's making him out to be this really bad person.
yeah,
And
and he's
she's
not.
literally going along with the narrative just because it fits making her
But
not
she's
look
going
like a
along with
bad
it. Right? I
person.
would say she's feeling along with the narrative because she's throwing him under the bus. Like that's a
Mm-mm.
mess.
Like, I don't even. How do you even maintain a relationship with someone like that? Because that's a different kind of disrespect that I
Mm-hmm.
really just don't. You don't hear about often.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and she's just so willing to do that, and not even just to her friends, but to do those type of lies to your family members. Those are the last people that you want to have looking at your husband that way,
Right.
because they gonna start looking at you like, why are you even staying with him if he's doing all this stuff? She's making
Right.
him seem like this really possessive, irresponsible
Right. And not to mention
man.
however old the kids or the kids could start defending like, nah, mom,
Yeah,
like dad.
yeah, or the fact that they might hear that, these kids might start hearing this and thinking that's how their dad is, because they're going to probably hear family members mention it from time to time.
Right.
She's really creating a really, really bad situation.
She really is.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely an asshole there. Okay, so this last one, um, first of all, someone needs to tell Urban Laughter to turn off her. Is that your charger? I mean, your phone going off?
It's my laptop, but you in my business again. Would Ted be saying that's my business? Mom, but you in my business again. I didn't know you could hear my messages coming in, and I don't even say. I
Oh, I
usually have
think
it on
it's
hide
because it's so
alerts.
loud that the mic is actually sensing enough to hear. It's the second time, just the second time. I mean, I've heard it.
It definitely is the second time.
Yeah, I know. Y'all heard that, and
Anybody?
y'all. I just want to throw that out there.
Anybody ask him?
hmm Anyway, this one is called "Am I the asshole for letting a neighbor make packed lunch for me?" I'm just gonna start it off with the first two words of this post. My wife. This means this is a man who's married. Anyway, keep on going. My wife used to pack lunch for me, but I noticed a while back that she stopped making lunch like she used to. Before, she would get creative with it, take her time, try new recipes, put little special touches here and there, etc. Then it felt like it just became, okay, what are the kids having? I'll just make an extra one and give it to him. I would make my own lunch, but for one, it's not the same as she makes it. Haha. And two, I work in construction, so by the time I come home, all I want to do is hit the sheets. All the places to get lunch near the construction site are expensive, so I'd rather just bring something from home. So I brought her up to her one day and we talked about it, and she told me she had so many things to do in a day that she didn't have as much time to put her energy into making my lunches like she used to. But I can see that she genuinely felt bad because I noticed the next few lunches were more polished than the previous one. And I appreciated her so much for trying that when the quality of the lunches started to go down again, I didn't even have the heart to complain. Fast forward, I have a day off, so my wife drags me to a Bible study that was being hosted at a neighbor's house. The food was so good that I kept going back for more. After my third plate, the woman who made the foods and I started talking. Basically, she told me she was flattered that I liked her food so much and that she was training to be a chef and that she had more food that she would like me to try out. I told her that that would be perfect because I'm always looking to try different things, and whatever food she had made, I could just pick up in the morning and take with me to lunch. We exchanged information, and the next day she sent me an address to her home, which turned out to be right on the way to work and not too far from the construction site. So that's where I had been getting my lunch for the past few days. I told my wife that she didn't have to make lunch for me anymore, and she didn't say anything until today. She thought I was getting lunch from the store, and I said, I don't see why that matters where I'm getting it from. She said she doesn't want me to pick up lunch from there anymore, and I told her she was being unreasonable for no reason. We had a big argument a few hours ago. She's still mad. Am I the asshole?
Oh, ho,
I
ho.
don't. I
I
really
don't
don't
even
see
know
what
why
the
you.
problem is.
I don't know why you read this one to me
That's what I
because
like. You
I
notice as I was doing it,
automatically
I
was
was
like,
reacting like,
because I'm like, because see, I could hear it now. It was a beautiful neighborhood. Beautiful potlucks were held often until one day she made him eat those words and ended his life. I could hear my
okay.
snap
So
session now.
he added a lot more to this after the fact. He said, I know what you guys are implying, but it can't be because she thinks I'm cheating. I told her that she can literally check my hours. When I arrive at work, I have to clock in. If I was going over to her place to cheat, I would be clocking in late.
Here's the next
Two, no,
thing.
no, he's not done. Let me finish all the stuff so you can go ahead and read him really
Yeah.
quickly. Okay, so then edit two, he clarifies. I complained once, but after I saw how bad she felt, I did complain again and quietly kept eating the lunch she made. Two, stop making it seem like I intentionally went out looking for another woman to make me food. She's a chef. She saw that I enjoyed her food and came up to me and offered. Again, she's a chef in training. Obviously, she wants people to try her food. Please stop making it seem like it's more than that because it's not. I love my wife.
Okay.
Three, hold on, he's not done. Three, well, basically, it seems like it's unanimous that I am the asshole, but I really came here hoping to find out why, and no one really explained to me why it's wrong to eat food that a chef offered to me, especially since my wife has already said that she's usually too busy to make the lunch the way she used to. I thought this would be much easier on her and let her have more time in her day to focus on other things, but somehow I ended up being the bad guy. Four, wow, she locked the bedroom door, so I guess I'll be here reading responses from time to time until I fall asleep. Okay, so now you go.
First and foremost, you can make your own motherfucking lunch. Let's start with the basics. Secondly, we ain't going nowhere in public, and you going to eat somebody's three plates. I don't give a damn how good that food is. It's a respect thing. And ladies, y'all
I'm
might,
about to say I'm
some
gonna eat
ladies,
all of the food.
I say some ladies, oh, I know you're going to eat all the food, child. I ain't even going to get into that with you. But you're not going to be at somebody, you're not going to be at this house eating no three plates of food, embarrassing me. Three plates? And then it goes like, well, I'll make you something to eat. Let me tell you how that's not going to happen. Like, that was cute. It was gesture. Other people there, have them eat your food. Have
Hmm.
potlucks. Do that. Have taste testings in a group setting where the couples can all come. This is how it starts. You know, wait till a man's heart is through his stomach. It's not, there's some truth behind that saying. Some. This sounds like she's swooping in one sandwich at a time, and I'm not feeling it at all. Also, I had a friend one time. We were going to go stay at my ex house, me, my sister, my friend, and I literally did not stay at his house because my friend was like, "Oh, I can make him some breakfast." I said, "For who? Because you can't make man nothing to eat. I will make his pancakes uneven, slightly crisped on the edges, not you." No, you watch the show with Emmett Till Tiff. I know how to make your eggs. I know how to make his eggs. I know how to make his eggs. No, I don't know. Some, you know what? That's my own personal situation trickling into his, because
Hmm.
that's how I feel. I'm looking like you're not making my. No, you can't make my man anything to eat. He can make his own lunch. He can make his own lunch. He's a grown man. Yes. I mean, I get that you're tired, but see, you can meal prep too. On the days that you're off, you can make a couple days worth of sandwiches and just have them in the fridge ready to go. You can help me help you.
So I'm gonna be devil's advocate here.
Oh my
I
god.
do think that he's wrong. Let me go ahead and say that. But
Okay.
and this is not putting the responsibility on anyone else. But you said that he can meal prep. Doesn't that mean his wife could too? Because she's making food for the kids and stuff too.
I mean, she possibly could, but I got these babies. Help me. Help me
No,
out.
no,
I'm
I'm
making these
like I said,
kids food.
I'm not gonna. I'm
You see,
just thinking like
I'm like, because you set up like, wait, don't
because
hit me, don't hit
no,
me.
because he's like he's trying to figure out why, and so I'm like, well. I'm trying to figure out how he's trying to figure out why. Like, what is it that he's missing here? Because to
Yeah, because
me,
I mean, she meal prep
like,
too, but
the problem for me is not even that he's getting her to make the food, it was the fact that he had they exchanged information. His wife didn't know anything about it. And then it came up when he was like, hey, you don't have to make me food anymore. Like, before any information would have been exchanged, I feel like there should have been a conversation
yeah,
with the
you
wife, like, yo, this woman is a chef and train, because maybe she would have been a bit more understanding at that point, like, hey,
maybe,
she
but
says she's a chef and training, and she's willing to, like, let me try for certain food. She probably would have still said no, but that conversation should have happened well before they exchanged information. Like, he's literally going over to the house, and granted, he's only picking up
yeah,
food as he's saying, but
and then it's
like you
going to be
said,
come in and sit down and eat it. I'm not down there
it
and
could
take.
turn
Wait, do
anything
you
else.
smell that? It's adultery and ass whoopings. It's adultery and ass whoopings is what you smell. That's what you smell.
Yeah, I definitely think he's wrong.
That could definitely grow into something more. Yeah, like sneakily swapping it. First of all, man, I'm on the fact that you at somebody's house eating 3 plates. Like,
I'm eating all of this
restrain
food.
yourself.
No, I'm eating all of the food.
At
In
least you are
fact, if it
discreet
was
though.
me and Brian, we probably gonna get up and get all the
But y'all
food
are discreet.
together.
Like, y'all just casually do something by talking. You look like, oh, here's another plate. Like the
Who's
time with
gonna
the
be
tacos.
discreet? I'm
You
going to
kind of,
get this food.
well,
I'm
you
gonna
weren't
be
discreet
looking
at my house. Today
around.
it's my turn to run. The
No,
microwave was
I'm
on.
not gonna be discreet. This is food that you have made available for everybody. I'm gonna look around like, did anybody else go up and get seconds yet? That's when I'm gonna get my second. And then after I get seconds, that has cleared me to get multiple plates until it's time for me to go. Because I'm gonna be like, yo, this is real good. What is this?
I'm
Oh,
feeling like the
thank
girl.
you.
I'm feeling like the girl with the thing. Like you should let the roll sit for 5 minutes. You really don't. I don't believe in letting the roll sit for 5 minutes. I mean, you know what? I'm telling you, they could barely put the plate down before my hand is like, yeah. Like let
I'm
me
catching it
here.
as
Like
it's coming down.
I'll help you. Go grab the here. Go grab the knives and butter. Like
I'm like, you got tongs? I'll go get some more. Let me go
right,
get some more of these.
right.
No, yeah, I think he's wrong too, though. I do think
Yeah,
he's wrong.
fool.
And he's really not thinking about I think he's intentionally avoiding thinking about it the way that she's trying to tell him. Because it
Hmm.
shouldn't be that hard. Not even just that, but literally all these people on the post are telling you you're the asshole and telling you why. And you're still going back and forth with them like, well, I don't understand why.
I'm mad that he was just wasn't like making his own. Like Granddad both could, but I don't know. I kept thinking
And
marriages
my
were
thing
like
is, it's
50
just
50.
lunch. Who be sitting around thinking I want to have some gourmet shit for lunch? Like, um, if y'all got leftovers the night before, why can't you just put some of those in a container for yourself? You see that your wife is doing a whole lot of stuff. Granted, you are working hard as a construction worker, but she's working hard doing things that you're not doing because you're in
Including
construction,
rearing
like
your
taking care
children.
of the kids,
She needed
doing
Jill
all this other
Scott.
stuff.
Getting in the way. Need to on him, run up on him definitely. Run up on him first and foremost.
Mm.
But sister
One day
second, because she know that's your
he
man.
gonna stop by that woman's house, and she gonna be sitting outside with her arms crossed. Here's your lunch.
Right. Or she gonna you gonna go get her lunch one day and she's gonna open the door in a negligee. It can go one of two ways. I can see this swinging completely wrong. Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
no,
I'm not a fan of
no.
how
The minute
he's
that your
doing
spouse don't
this.
know and you had to do it under like some shaky terms,
Hmm.
nah, you might as well not even do it.
Yeah, he knew it was trash before he even said anything.
Mm-hmm.
But since you complain about thinking that your post was moved down to the bottom, um, go right ahead.
I got a sticky situation from the situationship.
Hmm.
Okay, so here's the situation. I was sleeping with this woman I worked with for roughly 2 years. It started off as fun sex, but around this past April, I realized I had real feelings for her and I was in love with her. And I decided to tell her how I felt. Fortunately, she told me that she had strong feelings for me early on, but they dwindled because I took too long and us working at two different sites for a while. Also, she says she's dating. She won't say if it's multiple people or just one person because it's not your business. But okay, and that's where she wants to be, and that's where she wants to be, but still wants me in her life as a friend for now, dick appointments. um we are clearly still attracted to each other, but I can't go backwards with her and just be her friend when I still have these strong feelings for her, and I know I would be there for her whenever, if ever, she needed me to be. Part of me is beyond mad, wondering if I need to walk away. The other part of me wants to stay because I still have hope, but I'm torturing myself. The other part to this story is that I ended up meeting someone around February. It started off casual, but I did grow closer to this woman over time, and she's a great woman. I feel guilty, and I told this woman the situation I was having with my coworker. It wasn't an easy conversation, but she still wants to be around me, and she is a great vibe to be around. I just feel torn due to me having strong feelings for another woman, and I can't give this new woman the same feelings yet because another woman and I have more history, and I still have hope. I feel like I'm a fool for having feelings and being in love with someone who apparently would rather date other people, and that thought alone just makes me jealous. Go ahead.
You haven't finished. There's a whole nother slide.
Oh, oh, yeah, I
Y'all.
know it's three slides. My bad. Oh, there's a lot more. Part of me is beyond mad and wondering if I need to walk away. The other part of me wants to stay because
No,
makes
you
me
already did
jealous.
that, but the next
Yeah, I
one,
did.
however, me
Okay,
and
here we go.
her.
However, me and her have these conversations. We still kiss from time to time. She clearly gets bothered when I say certain things. It's like she is shown that she cares, but she is persistent about keeping me as a friend. Like, I don't understand why you want to be friends with someone who clearly wants more with you and how this could work at this point. I'm afraid of losing her, and she admitted that she's afraid of losing me as well.
Any advice? Um,
Yeah. Don't be reading extra.
so I read this, and
You gave me Derek Jackson vibes. You're sitting there like,
my whole thing with this is there are a couple. There's clearly a lack of communication here because one thing that was very clear to me was that she never told him that she actually cared for him. She basically felt for him, but kind of chilled there, hoping that he would eventually say something to her that would prompt them to move forward in a different direction. So that kind of was weird to me, but I just think it's dumb when people do stuff like this. Y'all know that y'all have feelings for each other, but you're not going to pursue them, but you don't want them to do anything outside of this. This is for both of them because he's clearly upset
mm-hmm.
that she's moving forward on with someone else,
And
and
she is
she's
too.
still doing the same thing too. I just be with somebody who wants to be with you.
It's the brand of crack that they smoke.
Yeah,
It has to be. No, I'm
yeah.
joking. It's
Just
not crack, but that's it's really truly a situation. Like, yeah, why are y'all not together? Like, you both get jealous, and then you, oh, well, it took too long. It's like, well, you want to be with me, I want to be with you, and sis, it's just a word of advice. My mom, my grandparents, or my grandmas, they've always said this: you always go for the guy that likes you more than you like him. On the flip side of that, sir, always go for the girl who wants you versus the one you want because the one you want is going to do what sis over here is doing, and the one who wants you to sticking around. Now, it wouldn't be me, but that's her business. But
mm-hmm.
that one that you want, that's who you should go to because sis is going to pour into you because she loves you and she cares about you, and you do like her or not. So it works on both sides of the coins. Get the person that likes you a little bit more than you like them. Definitely still like them and be attracted to them. But if it's a slight, don't have to be like completely uneven to the point where you're disinterested. But they got just a little bit more in it than you,
See,
could
I
be the
ain't
making
even
of
thinking about it
beautiful.
that way. I'm just like, one thing I will say, I'm actually proud of the fact that he actually told the other girl the situation.
Yeah,
You very
I can
rarely
say I
hear
agree with
that,
that
and it
too.
makes me wonder that wonder if the other girl has done it. And my guess is probably not, because there are not too many men that would be okay with their woman still having feelings for another man
And having
and
sex.
keeping them around. Like most people in general won't, but I know for a fact that most men are not going to be cool with that. Just that's
Yeah.
just how it is. They're not going to want to be sharing a woman, especially someone that they might be both being sexually intimate with. That's not how that works. So I mean, I'm just you need to be with someone who wants to be with you. Don't waste each other's time. If you are not there with her, or in her case, you're not there with him anymore, leave him alone. Stop dragging him along.
It
You,
could all
as the
be so
guy,
simple.
stop being so available for someone who doesn't want you. Because all you're doing is causing yourself more problems because you're leaving yourself in a situation where you're always allowing yourself to be vulnerable for someone who's not being vulnerable with you.
Say that.
So, yeah, I'm not. I'm girl. Do better, guy.
Okay.
Do better. So, I'm gonna end Rude Talk with a story. It is a very funny story that I came across. It's kind of old. You may have seen it. You may not have seen it, but I just feel like it is hilarious every time I see it. So it's a Twitter story. I'm gonna go ahead through this. Enjoy. That's all I'm gonna say. Enjoy. Bet. Story time. Before you judge the story, just a quick reminder. Romans 3:23. All right.
No sleep for
So
the
it is.
wicked.
let's go ahead and look it up just to be sure. 3:23 is for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God.
Oh,
But now, after hearing this whole story, that makes that Bible verse even more hilarious. Okay, so he said, "All right, so bet it's seventh grade, fam. I've been in America all of 2 years. I'm 12. I know nothing. I live in Washington. Life is good. Your man's look like this, so you already know what this life is about. So I'm gonna zoom in for you. So he looks like the little boy from Bernie Mac.
he really do.
And he says, "So you already know what life's about. My pop's a pastor, and he West Indian, so sex wasn't really a topic in my house. I knew nothing about it except for that it was for grown-ups. Anyway, I'm in junior high, ugly, but I'm fly because I got a British accent. Shawty's love accents. I was on the hoop team for aesthetics though.
I was on
So
the
I end
hoops
up
team for aesthetics.
I end up pulling one of the baddest girls in seventh grade. She was known for being fine, Hawaiian shawty, built great, hair dumb long. I'm ugly, but I hoop and I'm foreign. It's kind of
I'm
like I'm
ugly
cute.
and I hoop and I'm foreign. It's kind of like I'm cute.
So we dating, holding hands in the hallway, dumb official. Dudes was mad. We've been dating a couple months. That's long for middle school. So I was thinking we going the distance. Life is good until one day. I come into math class, shawty crying. So I go into boyfriend mode, like, who hurt you, babe? She talking about something, I'll tell you later. I'm like, bet. School ends and I find her and ask her what's up. She's still crying. School ends. I find her and ask what's up. She's still crying. I'm real life worried because maybe she realized I'm ugly and came to her senses. She goes, and I quote, "Baby, I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do." Bruh, I freeze. What? I start shaking mad hard. The world stood still. Mind you, I'm scared to kiss girl, so I ain't even kissed her. We held hands and that was it. But I stayed in boyfriend mode. Baby, don't worry. I gotta catch the bus, but I'm here for you. We gotta get through this. I run and catch my bus. What am I telling moms? Get home and decide to be an adult and handle it. He said, Mom, how was school? He said, me. Well, he said, my girl pregnant. The mom's like, what? And he replies with, and we keeping it, mom. It's like, bruh, mom's looked at me like this, and it's this cat. Mom goes, when did you have sex? And he's like, what you talking about? And she said, when did you have sex? He was like, I don't know, never. What you mean? Now mom's is confused. I'm confused. Why would she ask
Because
me
how's
about
my
sex
good
when I'm
sis
talking
pregnant?
about he said, he said, why would she ask me about sex when I'm talking about my girl being pregnant? She just be talking, shaking my head. I don't have a phone because West Indian. So mom's calls the principal and sets up a meeting for the morning. I, I'm pacing around my room trying to figure out where I can work to handle my responsibility as a father. I'm not trying to be a
Not trying to
deadbeat.
find out where I can work.
He said, because in my head, if that's your girl and she get pregnant, that's your baby. That's what I thought. I was 12. Leave me alone. I wake up next morning with a game plan. In the meeting, I'm going to just step up to the plate, handle my business. That be that. I'm 12. So we get to school. In the meeting, it's me, mom, my girl, her mom, and the principal. And I'm ready. I'm like this. So you ain't paying
Because
attention,
I can't see it.
multitasking. No,
No,
you
somebody,
could.
I
You
was
were
telling
looking
somebody stop
down.
messaging
I can see your eyes looking
me. Yeah,
down
I told
and the
somebody stop
thing is up
messaging
here.
me. But I wasn't listening. So then show me the picture again, though.
So he said that he liked this.
Looking like Calvary.
Okay.
Oh,
So everyone nervous. I'm like, let me step up. I get up and I'm like, all right, so here's what's about to happen. My girl looked petrified. Ain't no she ain't tell her moms, but I continue. And I'm basically like, so we pregnant and we keeping it. Bruh, the room went dead. Both parents looking at me and my girl like, image. Here you go again. See, you look. See, y'all. See, this is what I be
I'm
telling
so.
y'all about.
I don't
I
like
be
this
telling
recording. We
y'all
need to start
about.
recording these mother. I don't like this recording concept.
See, and they can see you too. I'm
Yeah, that's
so
why I don't like
glad.
it. I don't
I'm
like how you throw
so
me under the
glad.
bus. I don't need you to expose me.
No, because every time I hold in the picture, you don't see it because you're looking down because you
I
know you
am. I'm
can't
like,
multitask.
I cannot. Okay, I'm done multitasking.
Okay, so both of the parents look at me like this.
I can't even
They
see a picture
confused.
anyway. Because first of all, it's looking real like a droid.
Look at
Oh, like,
like confused. Her mom goes off to my son. You pregnant with him? He not even your boyfriend. I'm like,
ooh,
wait, what? My mom says, when did you have sex? And I'm looking at my mom like, why do you keep asking me that? The room get quiet again. Everybody looking at me. I'm mad because the plan fell in. Principal did not sign up for this morning. She's sitting here like this. Oh, you see her? You see her? She got caught again.
No, I didn't. I seen the J.
Yes,
Cole
she
pic.
did. Because you just looked at it. So mom then realizes I don't know how sex and pregnancy works. So she proceeds to explain to me how someone gets pregnant. Sex has to happen. I'm dead getting sex ed in front of my girl, her mom, and the principal. Her mom confused, mad, annoyed, and laughing all at once. I'm dead taking it all in, trying to understand what my mom talking about. When it clicked, I didn't get her pregnant, and that she,
Right.
in fact, cheated on me and got pregnant. I went off. He said, tears started coming down my face. You don't put no 12-year-old through this, man. I went off on everybody. So, mom, you just gonna have to have me out here embarrassed in front of these Orientals.
He said, "What?
So,
What did he say?"
you gonna have me out here embarrassed in front of, I gotta replace the N word in front of these Oriental niggas, bro. I never yelled at my mom so loud. And you hoe, you cheated
He did
on me.
not call
You
them Orientals. That
he
is
said
so
you. I know
derogatory. The views shared in this post are not that of the rude urban
it
truths.
is not.
Let's
He
be
said,
very clear.
and he looks over at her and said, and you hoe, you cheated on me, you chapped lip scallywag. Your hands dried at HGTV
You
at 3
chap
a.m. Dusty
lip
great value Hawaiian.
scallywag.
Hated her. And you a hoe too. And he looked at her mom. Your daughter 12. He put 12 with an F.
12. Your
12th
daughter
year old, and
12.
this is how you gonna do me? I don't need this. And you, principal, thought it was comedy. Don't nobody like you. We know you sleeping with the English teacher. And I
Oh,
stormed out of the room. I didn't get in any trouble at all. Never spoke about it for the rest of the year. Shawty dead had the baby. Baby is gorgeous now. Never spoke to her again. Read up on sets, learned how things go. I became better, wiser, learned, improved life lessons. Shaking my head.
I'm
The
cracking up because he's going to say 12. I can't hear it with the F.
and the fact that he said it with the W, I mean with the F
Yes,
is just, oh
12.
man. So yeah, that's my story time. I saw that and I died laughing at that
That
all
is
over
funny.
again. So that concludes Root Talk. I will let you take over since y'all she still can't multitask. She will
I
not
can.
minimize
I'm.
her chat so she can
I'm on
finish
the.
the sentence.
No, I'm on the sheet. Look where I'm at.
I just saw it jump down.
No, that's what I was going to say. I was on the sheet. I really
Y'all,
wasn't texting nobody this
y'all,
time.
y'all, y'all seen it. Y'all
Y'all,
seen it.
I was legitimately on the sheet.
All
Let me
she
share
got
my
to
screen.
do,
Let me share
I'm
screen.
talking into the mic. I'm talking to y'all. All she got to do is just minimize her messages. That's all she got to do, y'all.
I ain't got to minimize this. Don't listen to his
So yeah,
ass.
I will let you take
I was
over.
pulling up the
Give
sheet,
me my
y'all. So I was
black.
pulling up the sheet because Van Jones was gifted $100 million from Jeff Bezos
Hmm.
to do whatever he wanted. To do whatever he wanted. So that
I
just feel
think
like,
I read that he's planning on donating it, which he should.
yeah, I think he was. I wouldn't donate all of it. I'd donate some of it. But Van Jones has um, a program for incarcerated individuals. I think he's
Hmm.
going to donate it to his own charity. Um, he said the money Bezos said was tied to a surprise, and the award honors. It's a philanthropic initiative he wanted to announce, the Courage and Civility Award, and the
Hmm.
award was trying to honor those who demonstrated courage and tried to be a unifier in a divisive world. I mean, I could say Van Jones pretty much is like that,
Really?
um, to an extent, because I was
I'm
thinking
about to
Van
say
Jones
because
also.
he definitely ain't always that. I'm
No,
still
no, I
bothered
wasn't
by
saying always.
him when
It's it's a lot of
old girl
respectability politics with him, and I think that's what it
when
is. Yeah. So I'm not saying he's perfect, but I'm saying like to an extent, that's what they're saying the award is
I
for.
mean he's good enough for white people to like.
Right. I said respectability politics. It makes
Yeah.
him comfortable because they a few years ago they probably would have gave it. No, you're not fool with Don Lemon. I don't feel like arguing with you about Don Lemon again.
No, they
Jones
probably. I
accepted the
mean,
award and said
honestly, Don
sometimes
Lemon would
dreams
be
come
more
true.
deserving of it than Van Jones, but
Yeah, I was one about Big Don too, but maybe he'll get it next year. Um, yeah. So that's that. I was all like, "Whoo,
I'm
what
still
would you
stuck
do with
on
$100 million?"
Van Jones saying when Kamala walked out and they had Mary J. Blige playing, and he said that was Beyonce. I'm still stuck on that.
Not you.
I have not allowed that
I
to
thought it
go.
was a real. I thought you was gonna say something really substantive. That
No,
was
there's
not.
other stuff too, but that's really the first thing that comes to mind. Like
No,
he literally
I
said
really
that
thought
with like
you was
all.
about to
He
say
said it
something
with
with
his
your
whole
chest.
chest. He
No,
said it with
you
his
just
whole
said that with
chest,
your chest.
and I meant every word of it.
You said, I'm still mad about Benji. I'm all like, wait, that's what you meant? I thought you was going to say some real deep shit.
No, I'm mad at
Oh,
other
I was
stuff,
upset
but
because it was
like,
like,
how
it
you
wasn't
confuse
cool.
Mary J. Blige's voice and Beyonce voice? How you
Yeah,
do that?
they do have distinct voices.
I
And he
mean,
might
one
have
of
just
them can
misspoke.
sing, one of them is pitchier at all time, and are you really trying to compare those two? We're not gonna do that.
Tread lightly.
I love Mary J. Blige, but even she'll tell you that she don't know how to find a key.
Oh, I thought you was talking about B.
Oh
I
no,
ain't want no B's
if
under our
anything, B
pictures.
can sing. She's a technical singer, but she can sing.
Anyway, I got $100 million. First thing I'm doing.
I mean, I would have loved to hear that that's $100 million was being donated to like all these HBCUs out here or something.
Yeah, but I think he's doing something for his program for incarceration. I can't remember what his program is called. But knowing him, he'll probably do something philanthropic with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, little fun black fact. LeBron James has become the first active NBA billionaire, and I'm glad they highlighted active because you know they love to swoop in on that man and it's not Jordan, it's not. Okay, he's not Jordan, right? We get
Right.
that, but y'all not gonna keep discrediting this man's greatness. Recognize that the man, he's King James, okay? He's King James. Just keep calling him King James,
Mm-hmm.
and recognize that this man for what he is. Like everybody's like, oh, he's not. Well, Jordan this and Jordan that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's LeBron's time. Let the man have his moment. He's the first active NBA billionaire. He got to the bag. We knew he was going to get to it anyway. Let's
Yeah.
round of applause for another billionaire who looks like us and
And
who
not
does
even
things
just
for
that,
us.
like the fact that the majority of his money comes from off the court. Like
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that make so much money on court. Like LeBron isn't even the highest paid NBA
But the
player on the
thing
court
is,
right now.
he makes the money and he does stuff and gives
Hmm.
back.
Yeah, he does positive things with a
Like
lot
I
of
think a
it.
lot of some. I'm not gonna say a lot. I think there are more black billionaires that do more charitable things than we know. But LeBron James is
He's
real
vocal
good
about
at
what he
highlighting it.
does.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
look,
he's
I'm
vocal
doing
about.
this. I'm doing
He
this. I
highlights
want to
other
do that.
people's stuff too. Like
Right.
he, it ain't even just always about him. He like highlights other stuff, and we know the power of someone's voice by using. Since we talked about her a second ago, Beyonce mentioned Red Lobster, and Red Lobster sales went through the roof. So LeBron James just mentioning something like that also will bring attention to something. So I like that he uses his voice for those positive things. I really want him to get his hair together though. As someone who's gone bald, like I know what the struggle is like having to come to terms with the fact that you need to let your hair go.
And all that
I
money.
just
Maybe you buy some plugs, or you can't plug it. You need hair to plug them. Because where do they put the
I don't know.
plugs?
I
Do
just
they glue
know
them down to your scalp? I don't
no.
know.
I think you it's like implants. They actually implant hair
Not them like
into it.
peeling your muffin cap back to put a couple little couple tracks in.
Yeah, they like take hair from other parts and then they like individually put hair follicles
I wonder why he
in.
won't do that.
I don't know. I mean, he got an off season. I feel like he can do that in the off season. But you know what? I'm also poor, so my worth ain't nothing for someone that's now valued
but
at
you
a
know,
billion
but you
dollars.
know what? I'm also poor. It was like, you
So
know
my
what? I'm
words
also
mean
poor.
nothing here. LeBron James can do whatever he wants to.
I could make you a little hat, a little rug. Get
I
your little
mean, well,
27
you
piece.
can just
I'll
give
get
me
like a
one of yours.
well, I was stick strike three. Strike three. There was no one or two. Just instantly took you to three. I'll strike three. What I could do is get some black glue, the one that smell like fish, and like lay a couple tracks, like some 27 pieces. I'll probably have Tamika help me. We'll lay them like the front and the back, and then we'll like shave it down with like the razor and make it look like a low cut Caesar.
Hey
It'll be
y'all, I want
cute.
y'all
You
to
with your
see
little
what
do
I do
rag.
to I do this to her all the time.
Do ahead. Go ahead, because I was going to hit you back today. Because I was not today. You should all go ahead, because oh, thought you was going to hit me. I think not.
Oh man.
Okay, so I put a caveat here. This is the last thing. Should we discuss Dr. Dre's alimony? He's ordered to pay 300 million or 300,000 a month.
Hmm. I didn't know anything about it. So that's what they've decided on.
Yep.
Yeah, almost 300,000 in monthly
Mm-hmm.
spousal support.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I
Cheaper
guess
to keep her.
I mean, I guess a part of me is this is good for him because she was trying to get 2 million a month.
Yeah, so that she'll get 3.5 million a year though. Imagine being a
Mm.
millionaire and all you got to do is like,
I know. How long does this happen? How
I
long
thought
does this go
alimony is
on for?
until I thought the alimony was until the wife gets married again or something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I couldn't imagine having $300,000 a month. I would love it.
Okay, so it says that in midterm marriages, alimony is favored and may last 1 to 5 years beyond the date of divorce. The longer the midterm marriage, for example, 17 years, the more maintenance is favored. In long term marriages, alimony is favored and can exceed 5 years in duration, even awarded up to a lifetime.
See,
I mean, that's still cheaper than the 2 million she was asking for.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know, just money. Just this conversation is too rich for me
yeah.
because
So I
I'm
said
just
like,
sitting there.
oh,
I'm like, whew, that's a
like
lot of
oh,
money per
baby,
month.
baby.
Okay, so maybe help me understand this because too poor for this. I probably would if I would never be in a situation like this. I mean, I hopefully I never will because I'm married and it's gonna last forever. But um, what is this for?
The alimony support.
Hmm.
I thought the divorce
No, I mean I know, but what's the point of it?
or getting the alimony.
Hmm.
Child, I don't know. I think they were married for a while, or maybe I'm thinking about somebody else's wife. Maybe they were
Like,
married
is
for
it
a while and she
because
helped
she
them build the
probably
business.
didn't work during the time they were married? So if they didn't do, like, I
Like, I
really
don't
don't
know.
understand how this stuff works and like stuff like that because I'm thinking, I guess if it's, let's say that I don't, my guess is she stayed at home. She was just sitting. She was the wife. Probably did certain stuff or whatever. But if she
Yeah,
wasn't working and they divorced, that means that this lifestyle that she's been accustomed to, kind of like how they do with child support, this is a lifestyle that the child has been accustomed to. You pay
I
to
don't
help
know.
maintain that, so they experience the same thing in both places. Is that how that works for alimony? Like, okay, well, this person has been married to you for 20 years. If y'all divorce, she has nothing, and that's not fair for her. Like, I really don't understand how alimony works or why it's awarded.
Yeah,
You're supposed to know this stuff.
I mean, I don't know.
Somebody else asked the same question I did. Why is alimony a thing? Generally, alimony exists to create an equitable financial situation between two ex spouses. Frequently, one person earns substantially less than the other, but has become used to the same financial situation as the other spouse.
So you get to maintain your lifestyle because it ain't work out.
Hmm.
I like that idea. Because women pay it too. Rich women like Mary
Yeah,
J.
yeah, oh
Blige,
yeah.
Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams
Hmm.
pay alimony too.
Whatchamacallit had to do something similar to that. What was her name? Sherry Shepherd?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So,
So it
I mean,
works
I
both
get it.
ways.
It's just, I just never, I feel like it shouldn't last that long.
I'm
Like a
going to have to agree
lifetime
with you
of
on that.
that, like maybe a fraction of the years that y'all been married. Y'all been married 20 years, maybe we'll give you spousal support for 5 years. In that 5 years, if you don't make enough money during that 5 years to do something so you can bring your own income in, then I'm not going to, I just don't like the idea of that. But
Yeah, I'm with you.
I feel
That's
like there
because,
should be a limit there.
say it with us, me and you,
We're poor.
poor.
Hmm.
But I'm signing a prenup even
Yeah.
without no money. Just in
Yeah,
case
that's
my
what a lot
ass
of people
happen to
say.
blow up.
Sign a
Not
prenup
maintaining
without
your
money.
lifestyle, my good bro. I love you to
Hmm.
death. Even well,
Okay,
I might hook
so
my kid's dad up if me and him get a divorce.
a question for you, since you said that. This is mm, well, I'll just keep going on. We're in Living While Black, but it just the conversation is taking us there. The big thing between Candy and Ty when they were first getting married was that he didn't like the idea of the prenup, not because he was against it, but he just felt like they were making what should have been a good moment for their marriage about money. Do you feel that way? Do you think if someone approached you, like you didn't initiate it, someone came to you was like, "No, we're getting a prenup," would that bother you?
I don't think so because I would want one too. I told you I want one, so
Hmm.
it's not gonna bother me. It's like okay. I mean, I know nobody anticipates it,
Hmm.
but When you
I think
stay
that
ready,
was
you ain't
one of
gotta
his
get ready.
arguments too.
And a
He's
lot
like,
of
"You saying
people
that like
think
I'm marrying you to divorce you for your
right,
money."
but a lot of people, when you stay ready, you got to get ready. Nobody goes into marriage thinking that it's going to end, but it happens. That's the
Mhm,
reality of it. And why not set these parameters and these things in place and have yourself set up where it could be amicable and y'all could just we out. Like it ain't got to be
mhm,
all that. Like sometimes shit get hard because of stuff like this. Like this was a nasty divorce, low key.
mhm.
Like it ain't have to be all that.
But it became nasty because she tried to hold him to something that they didn't even have in writing. She was like, "He
Yeah.
told me this," and everybody looking at you, girl, get out of my face with this. He told
One
me.
thing, honey, nothing in life matters without proof.
We learned that from
Remember
work.
that.
Apply that stuff to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened unless you got proof of it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but cool. Well, Urban that means we have reached the end of our episode.
Now it's time for so
Do you
long.
have anything that you want to leave our listeners
No, but
with
I'm
today?
afraid that you may. I'm
I don't
actually,
like how you said that,
yeah, because I'm
but
actually
maybe
nervous
I
because these
did.
last few episodes have been bombshells for us.
I do have something. This is not something that I am saying. This is actually something that someone else said, and it's a situation they were in. And I just thought that it was something worth sharing because I feel like one, you need to know your worth, and two, sometimes you have to remind other people of the exact same thing. So, are you ready?
I think I am.
All right. This was written by a black woman. So I'm in pink, and this white lady goes, "You know, you're so pretty for a black girl." I
Oh,
go, "And you're actually aging really well for a white lady." Some black lady next to me choked on her own spit, and I carried on with my day. Two can play with that game, Mary. So we're gonna just go ahead and leave you all with that. We're
because I feel like that dude, like, you know what I'm talking about? I felt like that, like,
So you know what? The moral of that story is everything that comes to mind doesn't need to be said. And if you
everything
choose to
that
say
comes to
those
mind
things,
does not
be
need to be
well
said.
prepared for what might be coming back,
Be
especially
well
if you
prepared.
look like a raisin or like that armpit skin. Like if
Yeah,
you look like that, don't say anything. And Mary had to learn that the hard way.
she had to
So
learn it
with
the
that
hard way.
said, ball heads, again, remind you, subscribe down there on YouTube.
Subscribe.
Follow us on social media, Rude Urban Truth Podcast, and that's on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at Rude Herb Truth Pod. And as always, you can go to our website, therudeurbanTruth.com, to visit our store. And that's
Yep,
all I have for you this week.
that's all I got. Ooh.
All right, well, ball heads, we will talk to y'all next week.
Oh, farewell.